Rain on the plane falls gently around the train. Hello folks, Eric Pearson here, hope you're all doing well. And I'm happy to present a new gaming demonstration video from Cosmoporium Games. This is A Bumpy Ride. This is a cozy little train simulation in which you drive a small steam train carrying cute little animal characters wherever they need to go. I put a few hours into this game and it's a lot of fun, and I'm happy to share it with you. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in the roundhouse, and you can choose from one of several engineers. I've gone with the default canine engineer, but you can choose one of two feline engineers if you wish. Now, you can buy various upgrades to your train. I've done a few so far. Right now, I have a capacity of 6 passengers, and I have 2 passenger cars, one standard and one first class. So, there are other various upgrades that you can buy with the coins that you can see in the upper right corner. So, there is also the option to buy additional locomotives with these coins, but maybe I'll show you that later. Right now, let's hit the rails. So, it's a rainy day. Here we are at the freight depot. So what I'm going to do is get rolling slowly. My water glass in the upper right corner is a little low. I'd like to top off a little bit. That's better. Now while we're filling up, I'm going to show you our map. Now as the game opens, it's revealed that you dropped your map into a water puddle and blurred out most of it. So you start with mostly a blank map, but as you drive around exploring new territory, more stations become available. So here we are in the big yard. Not far from here is Blow Whistle, the capital city, Pearberry Grove. Then down here in the region of Put Prairie we have Nowhere and Cattail. And then over in Rio Frontera we have Colby. Now there are other stations in this area. In fact, the Rio Frontera region was used in this game's demo. So we'll start by heading over to Blow Whistle and pick up a few passengers. Okay, here we go. So I'm using a combination of mouse and keyboard for controls, but you can map these as you see fit. Need to slow down a little bit going around turns. Low for grade crossing. So here we are coming into Blow Whistle. Okay, all aboard. Okay, next stop is Colby Station. Let's check the map. Okay, Colby is a fair distance behind us here. It would take an awful lot to go all the way around, so what I'm going to do is back up to the big yard and turn us around. So let me do that now. Now you can see we have our tickets displayed here. 2 of them have golden outlines showing that they are first-class passengers. And as I put the cursor over each ticket, we can see how happy or unhappy the passengers are. Overshot by just a little bit. In the background, we can see the town of Blow Whistle. Not quite perfect the way I did this, but the game is a little forgiving. As I was saying, the town of Blow Whistle, it's a nice small town. Believe it or not, I'm reminded of the town from an old Saturday morning animated series that I saw as a kid called The Get Along Game. And that kind of fits because the cartoon was about a bunch of animal characters in a small town. And of course, adding to the railroad theme was the fact that the gang had as its clubhouse an old caboose. Alright, so we see a sign up here that tells us that we have to whistle. Of course, every time I do something like this, I give them a smooth ride, I obey the laws of the rails. That makes the customers happy. See here. Now if I go around a corner too sharply, that will make them less happy. Now let's check our map and see where we need to go. If I want to get to Colby, I need to make a right turn. So I need to use my keys to switch the track. Speed up a little more. Gotta slow down a little bit. There's a boulder on the track ahead. You can clear obstacles if you go fast enough, but you need a fireman on your train to do that. Of course, hiring extra crew costs you more money a day, so we're not doing that just yet. Okay, making good time here. Slowing down a little bit. Alright, coming into the station. Okay, I didn't quite stop soon enough. Okay, let's try again. Of course, I love the puns here. The Curzon Way Restaurant and Hotel. Okay, next stop, Blow Whistle Station. That's behind us. So we've got to back up. So definitely you want to keep your passengers happy. Now going around the interface here, in the upper right we have our speed indicator. We also have this indicator that says watch out for tornadoes. So this icon will change depending on what hazards might be in the area. This is our water glass showing us how much water we have for making steam. This is our controls, forward, reverse. This is our map. Okay, so we're coming up on this Y intersection. So this time I'm going to do this right. I'm going to throw the switch. And here we go. Check the map again. Okay, to get to Blow Whistle, that's a left turn. Throw the switch again. Go gently around the curve. Got a turn coming up. That'll make our passengers happy. Now let's see if I can stop a little sooner. That's better. Yeah, they're happy. Next stop is Colby Station again. So, throwing in reverse again. Oh, I forgot to whistle at that intersection. That's on me. They're still mildly happy, so not too horrible. Like I said, the game is fairly forgiving of mistakes. Okay, check the map again. Okay, so back up off to our left. Alright. Back to Blow Whistle Station again. Now, meanwhile, I can use the F2 key and change my camera view, like this. This is kind of like being on a roller coaster. Alright. Okay, good. We're going somewhere different this time. Alright, next stop is Pearberry Station. That's right, if you blow the whistle with other streetcars and steamships nearby, they will whistle back in reply. So now we can see the rest of Blow Whistle here. Oh, here's a good place to use the alternate views. Better slow down because we're going to take a turn here. A little bumpy. Now up ahead is an intersection. If I go to the left, I'm going to go into a dark forest, and the game will turn me around because I don't have a bright enough headlight. Maybe we'll explore that in a future video. That's nice. Nowhere Station, that's right. But before we go to Nowhere, I need to top off on my water. Okay, let's check the map. So, to get to Nowhere Station, we have to continue south, a left, and then another left to get here to Nowhere. Alright, so we know where we're going. There we go. All aboard. And over here we have the Ripened Green Produce Warehouse, where you can pick up cargo once you have a freight car. But I don't have one yet. Okay, so coming up we have the Pearberry Bridge. Now, when you start the game, you have to earn enough coins to lower the drawbridge. You gotta take it slow here. No steamship here today. Okay, and another left turn. There we go. Now this sign up ahead indicates that there are people close to the tracks. And I think they're cows. They're cow people. So I have to watch out on the track ahead and blow the whistle to clear the way. Uh-oh, that's a tornado. Well, I don't know if there's what I should do here. Oh yeah, ouch. Let's get out of here. Ugh. Rough weather. Passengers are still fairly happy. So here we are, nowhere. Alright. Where to next? Cattail Station. Let's check the map. Okay, so to get to Cattail Station, we're going to have to go straight and then around a bit to get here. So, yep, and this will be an interesting ride. That's another roundhouse. Hang on to your hats, folks. Gonna be a little soggy. That's right. We're actually going through the swamp. Took that turn a little too hard. So here we go, Cattail Station. See what I mean about other steamers answering in reply? Alright, Colby Station. Now, Colby Station is over here in Rio Frontera, but I believe if we go around this way and then this way, we'll be able to get to Colby from there. So we're not going to back up. We're going to be going straight ahead and turning right at the next switch. You can see a lot of detail on this steamship here. Yep, right turn. Might be another switch ahead. Or not. Oh yeah. There's a water tank, but I think we've got enough to get to Colby. I do believe a right turn. Yep, a right turn will get us closer to Colby. In fact, I believe there it is in the distance, so switch to the left. That's the Curzon Way Dairy. And back to Blow Whistle Station. So let's see, what's the best way to get us there? Well, it looks like straight ahead and off to the right and then the left. Oh, left turn. You'll notice that the music has changed a little bit. It's a little slower, sleepier as we head into nighttime. Okay, back to Colby Station. So it looks like we're gonna have to throw in reverse at least part way. Okay, here we go. Actually, better get some water. So we'll back up and use the Y at the yard and turn around. So let's see, to get to Colby, left at the next switch, and actually a right and then a left. Let's see if we get there in time. Yeah, it looks like we'll make it. Alright. I don't think we have enough time to take anyone anywhere else, so we might as well top off. Alright, so let's look at our day's progress. 53 passengers delivered, a decent amount of profit, and we got a grade of A. And if you take a look in the upper left, the form code reads Cosmoporium. I think that's pretty clever. So this was a pretty good day despite the rain. So thank you very much for watching this demonstration of a bumpy ride, and join me next time for more gaming videos. Eric Pearson, signing off.